I just have to say right off the bat, I hope nobody catches me doing patty cake.
I
Okay.
don't want to. I really don't want to see you doing patty cake. That's just weird.
So let's just go off on that. So when I first heard that, right, like even this week when I watched it, like, oh my god, caught your wife doing patty cake with somebody else. I'm thinking like, is that what the toons call it? And then just them doing this.
It was
It's
patty
like,
cake.
what?
That is patty cake.
I know,
You know.
but I thought patty cake was like a double entendre.
No, no,
It was
not
something
in the,
else. It's so
not
stupid.
to a cartoon. If a cartoon says that's
And
what
it's
it is,
like
that's what it is.
Roger was so upset.
I would be upset if I caught my wife doing patty cake
I
around a
mean, like,
guy.
dude, it's so weird.
I'd be like, "Why are you touching that guy's hands? That's just weird."
She's wearing gloves. And these are
That's
toons, man. Come on.
yeah. Hey, safe patty cake right
Yeah.
there.
And I want to say, like, I think I really like how in the beginning, like, the cartoon production, right, is like a real, they make it like a real life production. Like, these are legitimate actors, like, all these toons are
Yeah.
and
They show
everything.
up. Yeah, they show up at a studio and have their.
And I think the guy that was telling Baby Huey, like, hey, you were doing great. Is that Joe Silver? Is it Oliver
Probably
Stone? It's
was.
a famous director that was in that scene.
Oh, was it? I don't know who it
Yes, it
was.
was. I can't remember. I think it was Joe Silver.
'Cause I know the producer's Steven Spielberg.
And
So.
Robert Zemeckis, just like Back to the Future.
Well, it's also Kathleen Kennedy too. So
Well, Kathleen Kennedy is part of Disney, so she's been part of Disney for a long time.
she was also part of Lucasfilms
So
for a
with
long time.
Lucasfilms too, yes. Or maybe
So
she's not part of Disney. I might be speaking the wrong thing,
she's
but you know
she
what?
is now, but I mean she wasn't. I mean,
No,
because this we gonna point out this is Touchstone Pictures, which is a
for
branch off of Disney.
for a branch of Disney for more mature audiences
Yeah,
than
more
yeah,
mature
you're right.
audiences. So this wasn't really aimed for kids, even though I saw this in the
No.
theater when I was a little kid.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah, oh yeah,
So
my mom took me to see
this
it.
is one of the movies that my cousins got on VHS
But you
before I
wouldn't,
moved to this
you wouldn't,
country.
yeah, you wouldn't have got a lot of the jokes. It was just
No,
to see the cartoon.
it's
Because I
just to see
remember
the
thinking,
cartoons.
yeah, just see this. And plus, it's got, like you want to point out, it's got Christopher Lloyd.
Oh, yes.
I mean, you know the
Christopher
voice. I
Lloyd.
mean, when you're a kid, after you watch Back to the Future and watching this, it's like, yeah, I know this
And
guy.
like I read, well, I don't read like this. It was supposed to be Tim Curry wanted that role, but then Zemeckis thought the way that he did the Judge Doom, right, was too scary for this movie. So they wanted Christopher Lloyd anyway, but they were afraid like Tim Curry did too good of a job making this really creepy, which he delivered in it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, he would have delivered it.
and like this is the first time we have seen a movie where real life is mixed with animation.
I would say this is, I mean, I know this is not the first film they ever mixed real life because
No, yeah,
Has done it before. This is the first film I've seen.
yeah, the
Because
first
I was a
film
little
I
kid.
seen.
Yeah.
And to
Well,
this day,
yeah,
it
because
is
the only
done
other film you could
very
think about. Well,
well.
let me ask you this though. I guess you didn't see Mary Poppins before this.
No, I seen Mary Poppins when I was in U.S.
Okay, so you saw this in
I saw
Hong
this
Kong.
at home in Hong Kong.
Okay,
My
cool.
cousin had the tape because like you never seen anything like this before. Cartoon
Yeah,
characters interacting with live action
I'm gonna
people.
say I didn't. I saw this before I saw Mary Poppins. I've never really seen all of Mary Poppins, so
I forgot Mary Poppins had
which is a
animated stuff.
shame. Which is a shame.
Hey, I just thought everything worked perfect. Like the way they move, right? Like
Oh yeah,
they
this is. I
grab
mean, come
them,
on.
they kiss, the way that they touch, that they interact was great.
Yeah, I'm gonna say
This
this
is
has a
the
lot to do
time
with.
before like they could put people in green suits so you can react to like
Yeah,
what they're like. They did such a great job acting.
yeah, they did a good job.
Like they don't know what's gonna
Plus it's
be.
got Bob Hoskins in it.
I mean, like we gotta get that out of the way. We talk about Bill Murray on this thing, right?
Bill
You know
Murray.
about that. Oh, you didn't know.
No, go ahead.
So
I want to hear
before
this.
when Spielberg and Zemeckis, right, they wanted Bill Murray for
Really? Okay.
Valiant's character. Yeah, it's
Well,
because
I can't see Bill Murray playing Valiant's
but
character
then
at all.
Bill Murray, he's one of those that doesn't use an agent. So if you have to get a hold of him, right, you
Yeah.
actually have to call his home phone, and they couldn't get a hold of him. So they picked Bob Hoskins because to them, to Zemeckis and Spielberg, he already looked like a guy from the 40s.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then it
I
was
think
it was just recently too. The story came out a few years ago. Like, Bill Murray read that, right? And he was so upset that like he would love to be, play Bob
yeah.
Hoskins.
Yeah, but I don't think he would have. I mean,
I
Bob
don't know.
Hoskins
It's
was
hard to say.
serious, more serious. Yeah, he was a very serious guy, and you see him as a serious guy.
Yeah.
And then he does that little skit, little science stuff, and it's like, he could be funny. But the thing is, he was never supposed to be funny. But Bill Murray, the way he acts, he has to almost be
Yeah.
funny.
Well, it's only in the older years where you can see Bill Murray as a more serious actor too.
Yeah, I mean, maybe he would
Mostly
have
in
peeled
Wes
off. Maybe he
Anderson
would have.
stuff.
Yeah, maybe he would have peeled it off because yeah, right. He has done some serious. Bill Murray has done, but it's in all the older stuff.
Yeah, it's hard to tell. I mean, like, because we will never see that happen.
In the '80s, he always had the jerk act. Yeah,
Yes.
he always kind of did the same. He's kind of the jerk. He's pretty much Peter Venkman in a lot of movies. Let's put it this way.
So basically, he's Bill Murray as himself.
Yeah,
I would say Peter Venkman is just Bill Murray.
yeah, it's just Bill Murray.
It's just Peter Venkman.
So, so the thing is, yeah.
Yeah, you're
Plus
right. Yeah.
But it's mainly it shows a lot of cartoons. I mean, there's probably a lot of Easter eggs. I'm not gonna go through them all because I
can't
forgot
go through them all.
But it does. I mean, it has Betty Boop.
Yes, Betty Boop is neither Warner Brothers or
No,
whatever.
she was neither one of those. I can't remember who she belonged to.
I was gonna say like my Tom and Jerry show. Is it Hanna-Barbera? I mean, I don't know.
I don't remember if that's Hanna-Barbera or not. I don't think it was.
But let me look it up.
Because see, Hanna-Barbera is owned by Warner Brothers.
Yeah. Oh, is it? I'm
Yeah,
surprised that
Hanna-Barbera.
Tom and Jerry didn't make it to the movie.
For all we know, they were in the background. Well, maybe they didn't own them yet. But
Ooh,
Warner Brothers
interesting,
eventually
yeah.
took over Hanna-Barbera. So they could, because I don't remember any Hanna-Barbera cartoons characters there. Yogi
No.
the Bear's
Yogi,
Hanna-Barbera.
yeah.
Do you remember any of
That's
them?
true. No. The biggest thing was all the Warner Brothers and Disney characters.
Yeah, because mainly they made most of the stuff looked more Warner Brothers than it did Disney.
It did.
Even though it was Disney.
It's
But I
a
mean, most
Disney
people,
produced.
but the problem is Disney, you had to go to the theater to see a Disney cartoon,
Yes.
mainly. But the thing is, Warner Brothers was on television. I mean, me and you both grew up. Even if you
watching
came
Bugs
to
Bunny.
America, you watched Bugs Bunny. Everybody did. In the morning, you had to watch something. That's what you saw. You saw tons of it.
Yes.
I mean, Yosemite Sam, all those characters, Tweety Bird. I mean, they're almost as big stars as the Disney counterparts.
That's very true. I mean, like before this, like I had never seen anything Bugs Bunny in the big screen, right? Until Space Jam,
Yeah.
which is also another live
But
action with animation.
And that's the thing, though. But
characters.
if you were to come from this movie set, you would only see Bugs Bunny and them at the theater. There were
Yes.
shorts before movies.
Yes, those cartoon shorts, yeah.
Yeah, they're cartoon shorts, Porky Pig and all.
Which
those.
actually they show in this movie. That's what Roger Rabbit was watching. It was watching
Yeah.
Goofy being like, I like that when he watches, like, man, Goofy is so precise. The timing, the stunts that he does is no one is just like Goofy. And I'm like, that's how people watch cartoons back then. Because you told me, like, before we had that show it on TV. That's how people had to. I guess that was what they showed before the main feature.
Yeah, well, it was either watching a short cartoon or you're going to go sit there. Well, they had shorts. You go there and pay so much, like a nickel or something, and you watch a little short. They had shorts there. Plus, they also had the newsreels.
Oh,
which didn't
yeah, I
have
learned it from
television.
Captain America.
You
Yes.
go there, yeah, you'd see what was going on in Europe or so, see the Hindenburg flying around the world, blah, blah, blah. I mean, you
Yes.
see almost everything, all the events. Most people don't care, but you're sitting there because nowadays we go there and we watch previews for other movies.
Yeah, because it's all marketing, right? You gotta make
Yeah,
sure,
it's
like,
all
hey,
marketing.
they're
Yeah.
here now.
They own the theaters. We need to get you to get that candy bar, to get
Yes.
that Coca-Cola and all that other stuff you need before you watch a movie. But yeah, it's interesting. I mean, I liked it. I watched it again. This is the first time I've seen it in years.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I didn't enjoy it near as much
Well,
as I did when I was younger.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, but that's because it's been on memories. It's been on memories because even like, everybody dresses, all the women always dress like Jessica Rabbit. Jessica Rabbit. Oh yeah, Jessica Rabbit. Even when I was a kid, because you're young and she's had big old boobs. She's like, but now look at her, I was like, to be honest with you, I don't really think she's all that pretty. I don't like the way her face is drawn.
Yeah, it's different, right? Like as a kid to now. I
Yeah,
feel
but you
the same
remember, I
way.
remember when you're a kid, people were making, and people got all mad because they're like, "Oh, we'll put her in Playboy magazine and stuff." It's we're gonna have the first time we're gonna have a cartoon. I'm like, Roger Rabbit would have killed himself, but he can't because it's a toon. But you saw her there. But anyways, I'm thinking now, I was like, I wouldn't even want to see that.
When I first watched this movie, right, when I was first understanding English, I thought the Jessica Rabbit character, like, she's a human cartoon. I just thought, like, is she a rabbit? Then I realized, like, no, it's because her last name is Rabbit because of his name is Roger Rabbit. Stupid.
Yeah, Roger Rabbit. You know, like Daffy Duck,
Like Daffy
Donald
Duck.
Duck. They're probably
Duck.
cousins. They're probably cousins because I mean we get to see them try to kill each other, which is awesome.
That's a great scene between Donald and Daffy.
Yeah, because they're using live action pianos, but they're doing all kinds of other stuff in there.
Because they remind me of Donald Duck back in the old days when he, like, Chip and Dale's not in this. Well, maybe Chip and Dale were, they're just in the background. Because I remember back in the day, like, hey, when I watched Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers, right? Like, oh, where did Chip and Dale come from? They were annoying the heck out of Donald when Donald was trying to kill them with a shotgun.
Yeah, Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers, I love that show. But Chip and Dale, I loved. They were two of my favorite characters. I actually saw both of them at Disneyland, which they were huge. They were big.
Oh yeah, hey, did you see that new movie?
No,
it's voiced by Andy Samberg and
but I do want to point out. But I want to point out though, this is the coolest thing though.
Okay.
The characters they dress as. You ever notice they got clothes on?
Yes, I do.
One is Magnum PI.
Yeah, Magnum PI. It's
and the other one's Indiana Jones.
Indiana Jones, yes.
Which is funny because Magnum, the actor Tom Selleck, almost played Indiana Jones.
Oh, really?
Yes, he was ready to go, but they wouldn't let him out of his contract.
Oh.
He already had signed up for Magnum PI, and it's like, oh, sorry, I can't do it. I had
no idea.
Oh yeah, that's awesome. He was almost Indiana Jones. It was him and Sean Young.
Sean Young. Wow, I haven't heard that name in a long time.
Well, yeah, because Blade Runner.
Yeah. So that's another thing I want to point out, right? This is really amazing to me that Warner Brothers was able to.
They could blow a hole in the piano with a cannonball.
No,
yes, that's awesome.
That Warner Brothers let Disney use their IP for this whole entire movie.
Yeah.
And all they wanted is like, hey, you gotta share the same amount of screen time as your animated characters, and they did that beautifully. I love that scene where Mickey and Buzz is at the same time. Besides this movie, there's not going to be another chance that this will happen ever.
Well, that's
again.
The thing, though. Their characters are so popular. What would it hurt to put Bugs Bunny in another?
Yeah, it's just basically you get
all it does is just like all you watch Bugs Bunny and Mickey Mouse, and all you want to do is go, I would like to see a Looney Tunes cartoon.
Yes, I'd like to get some merch. I like Bugs Bunny. Yep.
Yeah, who doesn't like Bugs Bunny?
You know, like we said before, like Donald Duck and Daffy Duck was awesome at the same time, and then they have Porky Pig at the end. That's all, folks.
Yeah. Plus, you have Yosemite Sam.
Great.
Remember Yosemite Sam?
Yeah.
Which, in a way, I would say that the Warner Brothers characters almost got more time than Disney.
It feels like that, but I think it's because they use that background stuff.
Maybe.
Because remember when Porky Pig did that, right? It ends with Tinkerbell.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. See, like they.
But there wasn't nobody with Yosemite Sam.
There was also nobody with Tweety Bird.
Yeah, nobody with Tweety Bird too. Yep. So.
Well, maybe because like they just have to make sure that Warner Brothers, like Warner Brothers want to make sure that like, hey, it has to be the same.
Yeah, but they don't want just a few of us. Yeah, just a few of our characters showing up and nothing but Disney characters. Because you really didn't see very many Disney characters at all.
No, just Mickey. Well, at Goofy. The end when they were going, and then Goofy with the scene.
Oh, of course, when they drive into the town, when they drive into Toon, you see thousands of little Mickey Mouse looking characters running across the field. I'm like, wow, you got a bunch of kids. Somebody needs to get some mouse traps out.
Yeah, and like we haven't really talked about Christopher Lloyd. I think. Besides Back to the Future, I talk about Dennis the Menace, right? And now with The Mandalorian, he always plays a bad guy ever since I seen him in Back to the Future.
He's played a bad guy in a lot of stuff.
He's been playing
in Star Trek. Even in Star Trek, he's a bad guy.
Yeah, like it's the only thing I seen him as a good guy in is Back to the Future.
Back to the Future.
Everything else is bad guy. Maybe that's what he likes to play.
Maybe we really haven't seen him in that much stuff, but yeah.
Yeah, it's funny, right? Never seen him.
But he may just like to be the villain. The villains have more fun, is what I've heard. So.
Kind of like Mark Hamill, right? The only good guy he played was Luke Skywalker.
Yeah.
And then he's been voicing the Joker since the 80s.
Yeah. Plus, he was even the villain in
Jay
Silent Bob Strikes Back.
He was playing an actor.
He was playing an actor, but the actor was a villain. So.
Which with a name that I don't want to say in this show.
Well, no, you already said the Japanese girl's names. So you might as well.
So it's different. Fook is the regular name, okay?
Okay. You say so overseas.
Not whatever knocker. What kind of name is cock knocker?
You couldn't help yourself.
I can't help myself. Oh, I have to say the way the name that Jay said it. Oh, so you didn't like the way that was set up? I thought it was really good because like from what I read back in like during this time, right, in 1940s, that's all they wanted to build was highways to like big
Oh
city
yeah,
names.
well eventually California did get highways.
Yeah,
One of the
like
first
highways,
places
yeah.
to get highways. Yeah, highways were coming. It's just like to them, it's like this is a crazy, stupid idea.
Yeah,
But eventually, we know it happens now. Especially if you've been to California, it's almost all highways.
Yeah, and I thought it was a little thing that they left in there with the will. It's a very simple story that they wrote that they worked out with Roger Rabbit, because I think Roger Rabbit was also based on this was based on a comic book, but I think it's like this is more adult theme obviously for the movie.
Yeah, but it is neat. Plus to the companies, that the idea is pretty good because I mean, especially got a detective movie.
Yes,
it just happens to be. I mean, the main actor is Bob Hoskins.
Bob Hoskins, yes.
I mean, he is the main character through the whole movie, and the supporting character is Roger Rabbit.
It's Roger Rabbit, yep.
It's Roger Rabbit and Jessica Rabbit. They just happen to come along. They're his clients. But I like also these companies. You finally get to see the owner of Acme Company.
Oh, Mr. Acme, yes.
Because you got to think, because you see Acme the most in Roadrunner. You remember he's always buying stuff to kill the Roadrunner.
Yes.
Wile E. Coyote. He's always buying stuff from Acme to kill the road. So you see the president of Acme.
Yes.
And then of course the studio that makes the cartoons. What is it? Moron? It's Moron.
Yeah.
It's really Moron.
Mr. Moron, yes. I almost want to say Maroon, but that's not his name.
Yeah, it's more, but it's Moron actually what it comes out to. Plus, I like anything set in the 1930s.
Yeah, because it's like we talked about this before. It's like it's hard to predict what the future looks like.
Yeah, well, plus it's got that
backwards
Art Deco look. Because I like the office for the head steel. It's got that corner office. It sets way up the deal. Kind of reminds me of Disney.
Oh, it does. Yeah,
kind of Walt Disney, but except this guy's a little crooked. He's kind of a mobster type dude.
He has the bed with the filing cabinets, the fold-away bed.
Plus, they also go to the what you call it a drink. What do you call it? The place where they go drink.
Not a bar.
Well, it's not a bar. Back then, it was called something.
Oh, a saloon?
No, a club. What do you call it? Because Prohibition.
Oh,
Prohibition
that's right.
Got ended. But yeah, Prohibition. Prohibition. What is it in 33?
33, but this is in the 40s.
Yeah. Anyways.
Oh, but they still had those spots.
But it still had that place where you go up and it's got that giant gorilla.
Yes.
Give me the password.
Oh.
Forgot what they're called. Oh, Speakeasy.
Oh, Speakeasy. Okay.
Yeah, they're called Speakeasy. It's got that little speakeasy club, and of course, they got the girl that walks around, offers you cigarettes.
Oh yes, that's when you saw Betty Boop.
Yeah, this is almost in all movies. Anytime there's a 1930s movie, everybody goes to Speakeasy or a club. A nightclub. I guess this was probably more of a nightclub now.
Right.
Kind of like in the Rocketeer, remember? Seaside Club.
Yes.
South Seas Club. Or an Aviator.
Yes.
The movie Aviator where they go to the two clubs.
I did like these little elements in the movie where Bob Hoskins' character is like peeping through the keyhole. Like, come on. When has that ever worked in life? That only works in cartoons because the keyhole is exactly that and you can look in.
Yeah. Well, you can look in a keyhole. Have you ever looked through a keyhole? You've never seen an old time door, though.
No, because I didn't know how that mechanism would work, though.
No, old time door, you look right through the keyhole.
Really?
Yeah, because there's only like two little clickers in there. Because, most people in the old days didn't really break into anything a lot, Well, the problem is, I think a lot of people sell you those keys. They got to have a really sophisticated key now. Because they're going to sell you that somebody's going to break your house. But somebody's going to get in your house, they're going to be in your house. They don't give a crap what kind of
how did they get a mechanism in there?
Yeah, they'll usually just gonna bust the door open. But so it don't matter if the thing has 2 little turners or it's got 20 of them. Most of them got 6 or 5. Yeah. But anyways, the thing is the old doors, they had the keyhole. You look at it and you can look right on through the keyhole and see what's going on.
I never seen. Well,
yeah,
it never happened to me because
you got to go in an older house. You have to come across an older house. I mean, I can't think of a house you got to go to almost to a museum or something. You have to go to an old house. Yeah, you're gonna have to go to an old house from that time period.
I'm going to have to
or a town that you're going to have to go to a town that has a house. Yeah, because I've seen. I mean, there's old abandoned houses out in the country somewhere. They got the door if they still got them on there. They got a keyhole you can
Ah.
see right there because the key was real simple. You just push it in there and turn it.
And you
I
just
mean,
turn it.
it just
Oh.
kept people out. I mean, but if you really want it in there, you just put something in there.
And just push it.
Yeah, you'll go in.
Sophisticated.
Yeah, it's not that sophisticated.
What
I have
is
no
the
idea.
what is that cab's name? Is it Benny or
Oh, I
Bobby?
can't remember it. Benny. I think it's
Benny.
Benny.
So let me get this straight. That's the only one thing that bothered me because now we're going back to like things that make
Oh,
sense.
that
Like,
was awesome because they got a car
yeah.
driving a car.
So the cab can drive itself, right? But it can pull the lever to do that thing when it goes up like this. And I'm like, what the heck?
For what lever?
The lever that it makes it goes up. Remember that scene when it goes up and the car drives through Benny in the
Oh,
alleyway where they were being chased by the cops after
thanks.
they found out Roger was hiding out with what the heck's Bob
Well,
Hoskins'
maybe
character
that's
in
an
the
added.
movie?
I mean, come on, it's a cartoon, so there's rules to cartoons. Okay,
I guess Eddie Valiant. Yes.
I like it. You can't kill cartoons. The only thing that will kill them is turpentine.
So the only thing that bothers me is like, so toons can kill humans because they could use heavy objects. It's not like a toon can shoot a bullet to a human.
I don't know.
I
I
can
think
never
they
get that
could.
concept straight.
Well, the cartoon stuff can kill you. Anything can kill you because humans are.
Cartoon
I
stuff
mean,
can kill you.
because humans are killable.
But then the toon
But
can
in their
die
sense,
until you
yeah,
dip it in turpentine.
yeah. Well, because basically they're
They're
ink and
drawings,
paper.
yeah, ink and paper.
Yeah, or paint. And
So like,
paper, so.
I guess that's a kid. Like, okay, I accepted that. Right now, I'm a grown
I
ass
still,
man.
I
I'm like,
accepted it when I was a kid. I thought that was so awesome.
I was
Now it's
like,
kind of like, okay. But
that
that makes
kind
sense
of
though,
lame.
because the way they say it, the cartoons, they do horrible things to each other all the time. We never see them die in the cartoons,
Yeah.
so that would translate to the real world. Because if you saw that in the real life, I mean, you die. But the cartoons sometimes can't distinguish between their reality
Reality.
and ours.
So it's like Matrix.
Yeah,
What is reality?
they're like, well, I'll just
What
drop a
is
safe on your
fantasy?
head. I mean, yeah, because I mean, when I was a kid, I always wanted like, I always tell people, I'll just drop a refrigerator on you or drop a safe on you. They do it and you die.
Is I like that little story
But they
that
do it to each other all the time. It doesn't hurt them.
his dad was killed by a toon. I mean, not his dad. His brother was killed by a
Yes,
toon.
because they're both detectives for they
Yeah.
were Los Angeles Police Department, and then they went and worked for the
For
well, they went and helped out cartoons.
yeah,
Because
toons.
apparently his beat came around Toontown, and then his brother branched off and became private detectives for cartoons to do good. And his brother got killed, and then he's like,
He hates
hate
toons.
toons.
Yep.
Don't do anything. But I do like it. I like the beginning when he goes out and gets on that trolley car,
Oh yes.
which is cool. That's cool. But you know, it's got all those kids on the back.
Yep.
He gets off there and goes, "Thank you for the cigarettes."
Yes. I think it
I
was
mean,
cigarettes.
you almost wouldn't see that in the movie now. I was
No.
glad we saw that was in the movie back then. Because
I
remember,
thought
people
it
are
was really
so
funny.
anti-tobacco.
Yes.
Or anybody, you can't even show cigarettes almost.
Because it was the kids that gave him the cigarettes.
Yeah,
not
the
the
kids
other way
gave him.
around.
Yeah, he didn't even. He just jumped on there and helped the kids get on there.
Yeah.
You know, and they're like, hey man, why don't you have a car?
That's
Why would you
really
want to
funny.
be a car? Because
Yes.
it's
Public transportation everywhere.
Which I like that because they had that bar above there. That would be a cool place to go.
Yes.
The bar above those trolley car or the
I thought that was
cable
pretty
cars,
small,
I guess
too.
is what they call them. Yeah, I thought, oh, that's cool. But like I
So-
said, anything it's 1930s, 40s gonna look cool to me.
Yeah. So you didn't know about the character of Roger Rabbit before this movie?
No, because he's invented for this movie.
Well, I thought there was comic books before this movie. That's what they're basing this
I
from.
don't think so. No. Nah, this is the first time he was created. Well, I think there was a book. I think this is based
Oh,
on
it's
a book.
based on a book. I'm
Maybe
sorry, not
it is.
comic book. It's based on a
Maybe
book.
it is. But no, I never heard of Roger Rabbit. But again, I never heard of Oswald the Rabbit either.
Oh, yeah.
You know, until it came along and because somebody else owned the rights and it just kind of disappeared.
It's
This
NBC
was
owned
it-
the right for a
Was
long
it
time.
even Felix the Cat in this? I think he was.
Felix the cat, he didn't have any speaking, but I think it was a
Yeah,
Easter
okay.
egg.
I think he was
In the
in
back.
the background.
Yeah. Kind of like Woody Woodpecker.
Yeah, was he in there?
See, I don't know because like it's so
Well,
much
if Woody
going on. So
Woodpecker, if Woody Woodpecker was in there, Tom and Jerry should have been in there because he's made.
Oh,
by the
that's
same
right.
people.
Yeah, that's right. I don't think
They're by the
Woodpecker
same
was in
cartoon
there.
company, which I can't remember all they had, but they had a bunch of people that looked like they would have been from the Tom and Jerry company,
Mm.
whatever company that was. I don't know what that is. I don't think Tom and Jerry and Woody Woodpecker were Hanna-Barbera.
Yeah, see, I don't know. Like it's so hard to
Hanna-Barbera
figure out.
Hanna-Barbera was like Flintstones.
Oh, that's right.
The
See, if
Jetsons.
it's not Disney, right? I would just assume everybody else is
Space
Warner
Ghost.
Brothers.
Yeah, Space Ghost. Oh yeah, there were so many places that had cartoons. There's just most of them disappeared because Warner Brothers and Disney were the biggest ones.
Yeah, Warner Brothers and Disney was the
But
biggest
but
ones.
you got to think though, if you're watching Nickelodeon stuff, you're watching Bullwinkle.
Well, Ninja Turtles part of Nickelodeon now.
Well, yeah, that's a whole different deal. Yeah, but I'm in older cartoons because you watch Smokey the Bear.
Oh, that was Nickelodeon, right? I do remember Smokey
They
the Bear, but I
showed them
never
on
watched
Nickel.
it.
Yeah, they showed them in the early days. I think it was Nickelodeon. And there was the USA Network.
Wow. I mean,
Because
USA
remember,
Network's
eventually
still
they had.
around.
Because eventually they remember they started the Cartoon Network. They'd show all that stuff.
Yeah. Man, I forgot about that. I mean, like, I just not familiar with what's. Okay, so I'm reading this now. The producers were unable to acquire the rights to use Popeye, Tom and Jerry, Little Lulu, Casper, or the Terry
Oh,
Toon
okay.
characters from the
Or
owners.
Richie
So,
Rich.
Western Publishing, Harvey Comics, and Viacom.
Okay. Well, Viacom is Paramount.
So Spielberg was the one that was able to convince Warner Brothers, Fletcher Studios, Famous Studios, King Feature Syndicate, Felix
Okay,
the
King.
Cat Production. So
Well,
he
here's the funny
was
thing. King, I think King becomes somebody else. King either became
really
Marvel. Yeah, King either became Marvel or they became
wow.
eventually
So
became
so
DC.
Steven Spielberg had to get a lot of these studios on board.
Yeah, because I think at this time DC wasn't under Warner Brothers
Yeah,
yet.
it was not. Yeah, well, yeah, not at this time.
Well, because you got to remember, most of these companies had cartoons too, next to their superhero comic books.
Yes. Oh man, it would be cool if like the studios were like, hey, use our stuff because you got this great idea.
Yeah,
But
no, it works that way because I mean, we saw that in Toy Story. They had tried to convince GI Joe and Barbie and all
shoot,
those.
Toy Story, like like because all these companies didn't think it was going to be successful, right? It
Yeah,
wasn't until Toy Story 2, it was like, yeah, use our stuff.
they should have been like. You ever seen a little movie called Roger Rabbit? Do
Yeah,
you want to be like? You want to be like those companies and get in?
that didn't get in. Yep, but no one want to bet on that. Like that sucks.
Yeah, I don't know why they didn't.
Man, I'm just looking at some of these still pictures, like Christopher Lloyd holding Roger Rabbit, right? Like if you just like they just have to imagine they holding him, then the animators gotta work in that
Yeah.
magic.
Well, yeah, they just draw it on top of the film, but
But
you got to
then
think. But you got to think he is
Zemeckis,
holding something.
he's
He is
holding.
holding,
That's all he
like
knows.
especially when they spit, they hold the thing that sprays water out. They're holding a little spigot, and the thing they draw it over the top.
They
Of
draw
it.
over the top of it. They have to cover it. Like Robert Zemeckis was really well known for like, okay, this is how I'm gonna shoot it. Then you guys just have to fix it in post.
Yeah, no, just do this. But he also has to ask them, "What's the possibility of you doing this?"
Yeah. Wow. Last movie we talked about Speed Racer, and then this movie we talk about barely any green screen, but there's animations all over the place.
Oh yeah, but I mean, they like we said, they did it in Mary Poppins and several other things.
Yeah, but this is not. Yeah, like you said, like I haven't watched.
Yeah,
Mary
they didn't
Poppins,
change that. Yeah, they didn't change that
Shoot,
much.
Mary Poppins was in the 70s, early 70s, late 60s,
60s.
right? Like late 60s.
Yeah, late 60s.
And
I'd
then
say.
all the way to
And they had something
1988.
else where somebody danced with a penguin. They've
Oh,
had other stuff. Yeah, there's some older stuff. Yeah, because that made it possible for them to make Mary Poppins. I mean, Disney's done live action and cartoon before,
yeah.
so it's not new.
It feels like it's always Disney until Warner Brothers that, like I said,
It seemed like there
Space
was
Jam.
another company. There seemed like there was another company that did it, but I don't remember it. But yeah, you're right. Warner Brothers.
There's another one. Whatever that movie with Brad Pitt and Kim Basinger.
Cool World. Cool World.
Yeah,
But
Hollywood.
Cool World was nowhere because I mean you're expecting one thing, but the problem is I guess we watch it when we're too young too, because that was
Yeah.
more for adults anyways.
Oh, Cool World's more for adults.
Because
Yeah.
remember, because what's her name? Hollywood, if she could.
Yeah, it was
But
just-
she goes, I'm only bad because somebody drew me that way. or
Yes,
something
yeah.
like that. I'm like, whatever.
And you know what? I think I did remember watching that as a kid. What when I say kid, I guess
I can't.
I was
I
10 or
can't say a
11.
kid. I was younger. Yeah,
Yeah, I
I
was
was young,
younger.
but I was a little older. I was older than it when I watched Roger Rabbit.
Yeah.
I don't remember getting. I thought it was cool too, but I don't remember getting much as out of it as I did Roger Rabbit.
Oh no, Roger Rabbit was solid.
Just so more fun.
I thought it was still good today. I still enjoyed the detective story of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like the evil villain thing just won the highway,
yeah.
and then the
Plus,
disappearing ink.
plus,
These
like you
little
said,
things.
when you watch it when you're young, and Christopher Lloyd's character turns out to be a toon, you're like, whoa. But
Oh,
again, you're really young then, so
dude,
you're not gonna see that coming for sure.
who was seen that coming that Christopher Lloyd was a toon, right?
But you should have known. I mean, he's kind of
He's
odd
working with
looking,
those
but he's got the
weasels.
weasels. I love the weasels. You laugh so hard, you're gonna
Yeah,
die.
so how did you like that? Like the cartoons, like how they die is they laugh themselves to death.
The death. I thought that was funny.
That was really funny, but that's something I would
but I
never
love
see
but the weasel thing was pretty
before.
cool, especially when they come in his house.
Oh yeah, and like
They shoot
four of
that
them are
lock off the machine gun.
a lot of them are kind of dumb and stupid.
Well, because they're weasels. I mean, people usually call you a weasel. That's not because it's not it's an insult. It is.
Yeah,
They're not picking you up. If somebody calls you a weasel, they mean you're a weasel.
Dolores, that's a hot lady.
Yeah, Dolores. Yeah. Not to confuse with Dolores from
You know,
Seinfeld.
I always like I get these short characters from movies. I mean, like there's only a handful, like Bob Hoskins and Danny DeVito.
Yeah.
You know, you
Bob Hoskins.
there's probably a lot of them are short, right? But it's hard to tell how tall they are because they're behind the, you know, the
I
camera.
like Bob Hoskins. You know, the funny thing is, every time I think of Bob Hoskins, though, the movie I think about is always Enemy at the Gates.
I never seen
Where he
Enemy at the
plays-
Gate.
where
Is
he
it with
plays-
Owen Wilson?
No, Enemy at the Gates.
Oh,
is,
it's Jude Law.
where he plays the Russian sniper.
Yeah.
But
I never
Bob
seen Enemy at the
Hoskins,
Gates.
but Bob Hoskins, he plays plays Stalin, and the acting, his acting, okay, he goes, oh crap in their pants.
Really? Oh, I didn't know he was in there.
Oh yeah, he's pretty.
You know what?
he's
I don't think I've seen
entertaining.
anything with Bob Hoskins. Oh,
Really?
Hulk. He was in Hulk. He was Smee.
Yeah, he was a Hook, dude.
I never seen Super Mario Brothers.
Yeah, he's like, when he goes,
Oh,
you want me to blow him the pixie away? He's like, no.
Wow. I'm looking at his. Ugh.
We're so surprised we haven't done Hook. That's Spielberg too.
On what? Oh, Hulk.
Hook.
Oh, I love that movie.
Hook is awesome, dude.
I love Hulk. It's one of my favorite Robin Williams movies.
I would say that might be my favorite too. Now, if I think about it.
Because you've seen Bicentennial Man.
Yeah, and I like Hook better than Bicentennial Man. Actually, I do like Hook the best out of all the Roger. All of his movies.
I mean, I like not Jack, but the other one, Patch Adams. That's a good movie, but like I like Hook better.
Yeah, Hook was more fun.
I don't know because it's a tie in with Peter Pan. They made a really good Peter Pan movie.
Yeah, because he's Peter Pan.
You know what it reminds me of? Like Pixar. These are the kind of idea that Pixar have. Hey, what if this happens with this?
Yeah.
Like Peter Pan grew up, right? I think that's the first time we ever seen anything like that.
Yeah.
Even as a kid. Wow.
Oh, yeah. Well, it just gives you another look at the Peter Pan story, because you can only tell the Peter Pan story so many times.
Yes, and you have to tell it when he's older. Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean they told us several times, and I mean and some of them were good, because I saw what was it, Pan? It was okay.
Oh, with Wolverine.
Yeah.
Wolverine. He plays Blackbeard. Yeah.
Well, he's the only one I can remember from there.
Wow. You know what? I have not seen a lot of Bob Hoskins movie, and you know what's really funny? I love Super Mario Brothers, right? I never seen that movie either.
I haven't seen that one.
I try, but yeah.
We should do that movie. We'll probably only talk about it for 10 minutes.
We should. Because
hey, if we did Howard the Duck, I don't know why we can't.
You know what? It's really funny. I bet you right there watch Super Mario Brothers, right? Even though I never seen it and you never seen it, I have a feeling it's still better than Howard the Duck.
I don't know.
I don't know. How do you judge that? Is this better than Howard the Duck? Well, not this movie. Who Framed Roger Rabbit is way better than Howard the Duck.
Oh, right. Yeah, that's a given.
Hey, let me ask you something now. Since you asked me something on the Speed Racer thing, I just thought of this. What if Howard the Duck, right? The duck wasn't like kind of like a Muppet, right? But it was animated like this movie. Would have been a difference? In my mind, I'm thinking right now, visually, it will probably look better if Howard the Duck was animated.
I don't know though, because I mean, it was a lot of troubles that made that movie bad. You know, I mean, remember they already had one actor picked out for Howard the Duck, Robin Williams.
Yeah,
and it didn't go through. The writing wasn't. I think the writing wasn't good. I mean, even animated, if the writing's not good, then what does it
Yeah.
matter? But you could do more with more with the Howard the Duck if it's animated. But I don't know. The whole point of making Howard the Duck was to make it live action.
Yeah.
Because I mean, it was already a comic book
But wouldn't you call this Roger Rabbit movie a live action film?
with animation.
Huh.
So what you're saying? So it should have been live action with Howard the Duck being the only cartoon element inside the movie.
Or whatever that universe he's from.
Yeah, being cartoon and then
But yeah,
mixing
kind of
in
like
their
that from
world.
Toontown, yes.
That could have done that. But the problem is, like I said, the writing still had to be good.
That's true. The writing still kind of, the story kind of sucks.
Yeah, because that one, it's just the writing, the story, the lines and stuff, and Howard the Duck, they just weren't good.
Yeah.
Yeah, the story just wasn't good at all.
This was better. Hey, you
Yeah,
know what's really
this is-
weird? That did they have Minnie Mouse in this movie?
Yes,
They
they
did.
showed Minnie Mouse with Mickey.
Oh,
I
at
think
the
there's a
end
scene,
when
I
they
think
came out
towards the end. Yeah, because we almost saw everybody,
Because, like,
Goofy and everybody.
Bugs Bunny didn't have like a female companion at this time. Yeah.
Not that I can remember.
So it's like I was gonna point out it's very male driven.
Yeah.
All these animated characters.
Well, you had a Minnie,
So Minnie, yeah, and then there's Daisy.
and
Duck
of course
too.
there's Daisy Duck. So
And then
yeah,
whoever
but
Goofy's
Warner Brothers.
girlfriend is.
Yeah, but there was never really any female characters in the Warner Brothers universe.
No, because like is Tweety a boy?
I think 20's a dude,
Okay, Tweety is a dude. You know the only cat.
he's kind of a young.
We're jumping ahead of the gun. Pepe Le Pew had that cat.
Well, that's but Pepe.
That's female.
Everybody Pepe Le Pew chase ran away from him, and of course you had all the hens for Longhorn. What is his name? Longhorn, Foghorn, or whatever his name.
Yeah.
Foghorn, Leghorn.
That's
Foghorn.
that's
He had the rooster.
the rooster.
He had those ladies he chased, but that's it. I mean, there was really, and Bugs Bunny always dressed up like a chick.
Yeah, and like there's no big female representation from Warner Brothers side.
No main character.
So let me
'Cause I
tell you
can't think of
something.
it.
You probably haven't seen this, right? Remember the part where they're all falling with Eddie and then Mickey and
Yeah.
Bugs, right? I love that thing between Mickey and Bugs because they were so in sync. He's like, "Oh, mister, you look like you need a spare," and then Bugs like, "I got a spare." Like, "Oh, I don't think you want that one." Like, "Are you sure?" "Yes, give it to me." And it's just an actual spare. Did you know when some people freeze frame this? Bugs is holding like the carrot, right? And he's just
Yeah.
sliding his fingers like this.
Yeah, like
There's
a coin.
one way like he slides it where he holds it like this. So it looks like he's flipping off Mickey Mouse, and I'm thinking like, really? You freeze frame a character while he's just doing this. And of course you're gonna catch it at the right moment and you can say whatever you want.
Okay.
You know? Like, oh,
Well,
dummy.
that's all some people have.
Yeah.
Man.
So
I
if
mean,
you
they
were
sit
watching
there-
this show and I'm pointing out to you. You have
Yeah.
nothing else better to do than freeze frame that and say like, "Oh, Bugs Bunny is flipping
well,
off."
I like to
Mickey.
think that we have a smarter audience, and none of those people do that kind of crap are watching us. Because really, there ain't that many people watching us. Maybe like 35 people.
Ah, maybe even that much.
Yeah, maybe that much. Maybe today 12.
It
people
depends
show
on
up.
what movie we're talking about. You know.
Hey,
we talk
but
about
you
something
few
like
people
this.
are listening to us. We got to say thank you.
When you say 35, right? Speed Racer, maybe 2.
Oh my god. I don't know. It does make me wonder. Hey, if it's a movie that people hate, do we get more people to
Hey.
listen to it?
The most comments we ever had was like He-Man.
Oh yeah.
See, we would never know. I mean, like, who knew that? Like, who would love Fruit Frame Roger
Yeah.
Rabbit? Hey, this movie did
most people
really
did.
well. Okay.
That's the thing. Most people probably did like Roger Rabbit, so most people aren't going to watch our show.
Yeah, I like
Probably-
Roger Rabbit.
The problem is if they know what we do, they're probably going to go. They're going to wait for a movie that they don't want to see, or a movie that they don't like, to just see the kind of crap we say about it.
Oh,
They're like, "Hey, look, these two idiots liked
well, you know
like
what's really
Speed Racer."
You know, one of the scenes that's really funny to me in the movie, right? Is like when Roger Rabbit handcuffed both of them,
Yeah,
and then he goes through all the trouble to get a saw. Then he just slipped out of the cuffs. Like, you mean to tell me they could have done that the whole entire time?
Yeah,
Like,
and the sad thing is
only
you
when
kind of
it's
know,
funny.
and you know he could get the key. You know he
Yeah.
can get his hand out because cartoons always get their hands out of the handcuffs in movies.
It's like, it's just his expression of his face is so great. Oh, and I just can't stop commenting like how great the acting was, like the timing, like the people in the background have to probably move whatever is necessary, right? It's like the timing is so fantastic. And nowadays I feel like, would you say shooting a movie like this would be easier because you can have those green screen people, and like the acting
I'd say
would be
it is.
like, I know exactly what I'm looking. It's kind of like Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
Like
Well,
Raccoon is not really there, but then they have a guy with a hand puppet,
and they do, and they have
yeah.
somebody voicing it often.
Yes.
You know, but I'd say it'd be the similar to this, because I mean there was something for them to react to.
There was.
Yeah, they had props there to react to.
Oh, because of stuff that they can draw over.
Yeah, they just draw over it. Yeah, they probably, like I said, they didn't have all the people and stuff, but they did have people probably in some costumes that were light colored.
Oh, someone holding a stick like a puppet just to draw
like
over
we
it.
see. Yeah, because you know a lot of times you always see him holding his head way up there, and you're supposed to look at this head while they talk to.
Yep.
I mean, it's easier.
Well,
because if anything, we like you said, we did Speed Racer. Some of those actors look like they didn't have anything to react to.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Because you see a couple scenes where it's like, yeah, I'm not really convinced you're seeing anything.
So it's no Sin City, the Robert Rodriguez movie.
Oh yeah, it's no Sin City.
Oh, we should do that one.
We should do. That would be in our wheelhouse.
That's definitely in our wheelhouse. I like Robert Rodriguez. I love Sin City. I love the way that it's shot. I love that it took a lot longer production time because the actors don't have to be in the scene at the same time. It is freaking crazy.
That's crazy.
I love anything that's shot out of the, like, I guess I would say traditional Hollywood schedule.
Or we think is. I mean, I'm sure there's been like B movies shot that way.
Shot that way the whole time. Yeah.
But we just don't
know all of them. Yeah.
Yeah, we just
That's why I like the MCU so much, and I love obviously the Sin City, the way that it was shot, because it's not shot the traditional way where like, hey, you know what? Jessica Alba, Jessica Alba and Bruce Willis have a lot of scenes together. They never acted in a scene together, even though in the movie they look like they have a lot of scenes together.
But if you think away, in a lot of Hollywood movies, they could shoot a whole day of scenes between somebody talking and the other person they're talking to is never there.
Yep. Until
it's always been that way.
Yep.
Especially in a lot of old movies. Yeah.
Costs so much in the production.
That's the thing. Movies cost, because it costs so much. So a lot of times the actors aren't there when they're acting. But eventually Hollywood just started spending so much money and getting two actors there at the same time.
Yes.
But Robert Rodriguez was like, well, I'm not going to spend a lot of money on it. And he knew this is how you could do it. I already know the old Hollywood way of doing it. So it's not really anything new. It's new because he picked it back up and go, why aren't you doing it this way?
Yep, because
he did it, and he was really good at doing it that way.
Yeah, he's really good at doing it because I guess he can envision. He's like a Jedi. He can envision it.
Yeah, he's a Jedi.
Wearing a Jedi shirt. I love that you're wearing a Disney shirt. So I'm going to tell you something. Since this is Touchstone Pictures, right? I know you've seen me on Facebook. I got a really nerdy tattoo this week.
Yes, I know.
And Heather also got a very nerdy tattoo. Well, she don't think. Let me ask you this. So, for me, right? Because I got
you asked me a lot of things. Go ahead.
So I got a Star Wars tattoo. So that's considered nerdy, right?
Yeah, I'd say it is.
So Heather got a that rose inside a glass thing from Beauty and the Beast. Is that not considered nerdy?
That is very nerdy.
Why? She tells me like that's not nerdy. Like why?
How's it not nerdy? It's fanboy. It was fangirlish.
It's fans.
Come on. If you are getting something from a sci-fi fantasy cartoon on your body, matter of fact, basically to me, if you're getting a tattoo, that is nerdy.
Oh, you're just getting a tattoo is nerdy?
Yeah, especially when you get the skull heads. Like, who doesn't do that?
Hey, I wanted to get that. I wanted to get a small one on my lower back, but she said no.
Okay, well, probably that's a good thing.
Because this is not the way.
Well, let me tell you what is cooler? Mandalorian symbol, which kind of a lot of people are going to look and just go, whoa, I don't know what that is. That's cool.
Yes.
So they're not going to know you're a nerd because a lot of people are not going to know this from Star Wars.
Yeah, they don't know it's a
or a glass jar full of roses, which a lot of people go, what is that? No,
let me put that out there. She has 4, like, you've seen Beauty and the Beast, right?
Nope.
Oh, okay. So the flower symbolizes
either one of them.
So the flower and the rose in the glass thing is like a time hourglass. So the beast only has a certain amount of time to find the true love. So the rose petals falls down as time goes on. Like it's wasting more time. So
maybe,
Heather Heather has 4 like rose petals, 4 down for our 4
Yeah.
sons.
Okay.
So
Well, that makes sense.
Yeah. So
But
like
still,
it's still nerdy.
I'm still gonna go with nerd because it's from Beauty and the
Good.
Beast.
So after I get off with you, I'm gonna tell tell Heather like, hey, Shane said it's nerdy. So we both got really nerdy tattoos this week. That is from the property of Disney.
Maybe we should. Well, the thing is, it can't be called. I guess you call geek. Well, let's go with this way. Because nerd is more science fiction for sci-fi. Smart.
Oh, so her is very geeky.
Hers is geek because geek is actually being a fan of something. So if you do anything, it's fan related.
So why
fanboys are geeks?
So my tattoo should be very geeky too.
Yours is actually pretty much geek.
Yes, but also very nerdy. I can tell you I'm very nerdy.
Now, if you would have got Star Trek on you, yeah, you would have been a nerd. But being Disney and Star Wars, yeah, that's geek. Y'all are geeks. Yeah. There's nothing wrong with being a geek. I mean, you're fans of the stuff. I mean,
I love fans.
Apparently, y'all both are hardcore fans.
Look at this room. Look at this room I am in.
Yeah.
It's just
I've been to your house. I saw her Beauty and the Beast stuff. So
yes. You know what? They talked about that in Big Bang Theory.
What?
When there's an episode where Penny says something, right? Oh, when the episode they bought the time machine. And Penny got upset because she was making like all that nerdy stuff, and like Sheldon pointed it out like you it's like a hypocrite. Oh, like what about the thing on your shorts? Like, oh, hello kitty. Is that is that the same thing? Yeah, you just pointed out the same thing. Yep.
Yeah, got all the little Hello Kitty stuff. That's fan based.
It is very fan based, exactly.
Because like they say, you're geeking over this.
Yes, geeking over
that. So basically, when you look at her arm, she's geeking over Beauty and the Beast. So
yes, it looks really
same
good.
Category.
My tattoo is awesome.
But I mean, at least she didn't get like something written like "mom" on her arm, or blaming Skull eating a Cheeto or something. I mean, it could have been.
One day, I still gotta find my lower back tattoo. I'm gonna find something lower back tattoo.
That's just weird.
Why is that weird? Why can't I have a lower back tattoo? Sure.
Hey, why can't it be weird to me? Because everybody sees things different.
Hey, that's
true. What makes the world go weird.
I thought that would be really funny to have a lower back tattoo.
Okay.
Like exact same spot where they call a
tramp stamp. Because you. Well, first of all, you're not really much of a tramp. But
so let me tell you this story. Like that's how I introduced it first. Like, hey, I want to get a tramp stamp. Heather said no. I'm like, okay, I want a lower back tattoo.
They kind of, to me, there's nothing trashier than a lower back tattoo.
Because
especially every time, because especially when you if you work retail, you always see somebody bend, because you always got to bend down, and there's always this person bends down that's got this.
Like, what the hell?
Well, I like this girl did this, and I almost said, "Did your kids draw on your back with crayon?" It's god awful. So I really can't even tell what it is.
Let me tell you why I wanted a lower back tattoo, because I never wanted one before, right? But then one of the guys I listened to on a podcast, which I haven't listened to, I guess he's a little bit older than me, but his first generation of video console is Atari. So he got for
that's actually all of us.
For S and giggles, he got.
You're gonna just pretend that you played Nintendo because that was your deal.
I never played Atari.
It was Atari.
But for S and giggles, he got the Atari symbol for his lower back tattoo, and I'm like,
what for? What for
Atari? The Atari
for ship
symbol.
And giggles for
S and giggles. I didn't want to say for ship and giggles.
Ship? Okay.
So, and I was like, oh, that's really cool. Like Nintendo was my first system, but Nintendo doesn't have a symbol like the Atari does. Like, I really like the Atari symbol. With the three lines.
Yeah, it just says, the 3 lines. Okay.
Yeah. But then
which would be weird going down your back. Oh, that is just gross going down your back.
It is.
Oh, that's wrong. That's so wrong.
It is so funny.
Because the Atari symbol goes one straight line down
and
then that's just wrong.
So it's so funny. The other thing is, for that guy, that's the only tattoo he has.
Oh, that is so wrong.
There's pictures on the internet. I'm like, oh, this is awesome. And very funny at the same time.
That is not awesome.
Because he's showing it like, that's the only tattoo this guy has.
Might as well just get an arrow pointing down.
And I've been thinking, like, I want a symbol that means a lot to me, right? Like, as a kid. But I still haven't found that today. But like, before.
I know what you should do.
Let me tell you something. Like, I was trying to get the Tesla symbol for my lower back tattoo, but then with so many electric cars out, right? Like, oh, I don't want to. I want something else now.
A T, you want a T on the back side.
Yeah, T on the backside. Yeah, the
Yeah,
Tesla.
people are gonna go, man, this guy really loves
heck?
Texas. The people are gonna look at it and go, that guy really loves Texas.
But oh yeah, he's the Tesla. Like, I don't really love Tesla. My idea.
Here's what
I just love the electric
here's what
car.
you should get on your backside.
Just tell me yes.
The bat symbol.
Ooh, like the Michael Keaton one where he drives that
Yep.
bat wing to the
Just
moonlight.
get that,
Yes.
Yep, just get that painted.
Oh,
on
that's
your
so funny. It's bat like over my moon.
That's just wrong.
Why didn't I say that on our Batman episode? Why did I have to let that out on Who Framed Roger Rabbit?
Hey, because we had to save some of the material so somebody will come watch our other shows. We can't say all the good stuff on the good stuff.
No, we can't.
Because we eventually run out of crap to talk about.
I'm so sorry for anybody just listening to our tattoo conversation from a guy that has like almost 10 tattoos to a person that has none.
That we know of, because I don't.
That we know of, yes. I gotta get that lower back tattoo figure out in the next year.
Yeah, like I told somebody though, if I ever get a tattoo, I'm gonna get one that's right here. It says, "If you can read this, I'm naked."
Oh, you know what? Since we're talking about tattoo, like, let me finish Roger Rabbit really quick.
That's what you should. You should have that. You should have that across your backside. If you can see this tattoo, I'm not wearing any pants. I'm not wearing any underpants.
I'm not wearing pants high enough.
Yeah, or you can put, I'm not wearing any underpants.
So hold on, let me look at my notes to make sure I talk about everything on the Roger Rabbit thing. I don't think I missed anything. Are you missing anything?
I don't think it matters if we missed anything or not. Everybody already turned this off.
Yeah, so I turned this off, so we're just gonna keep going. So I did, my son's in the soccer team. He has a teammate, right? His dad is Caucasian like you, and I don't know.
Like me, like blonde-headed Caucasian.
Yeah, he's also very tall. But I don't know if you haven't. I show you some kind of YouTube video from a long time ago. It's called Wong Fu Productions, right? And in Wong Fu Productions, they have this quote that says, "White man can read or understand this," okay? But it's in Chinese. So I saw that tattoo on that dude's leg. And I was like, what the heck? So when I saw that, I asked him about it. So he told me the story, like, one of his friends is Chinese too, and then, they know what it means, and they thought it was really funny. And he bet, like, so his name is Paul. So Paul told us, like, hey, his friend told him, like, you're not going to get that tattoo. Like, yes, I am. And then he did. That's the only tattoo I saw on this guy. It's just that white man don't understand. I'm like, maybe I should get that tattoo, but like for me, like it would be stupid to get a Chinese tattoo on me.
It wouldn't be as funny.
My name.
Yeah, it wouldn't be as hilarious.
It is. It's really hilarious on a white dude. So right now, I'm so glad we did this episode. Otherwise, I would not know Shane would get a tattoo like, hey, if you're reading this, I'm naked. So if you want to look down, that's your business.
Yeah. You're always gonna have to wear shirts or pants that are tall.
I'm so sorry that I didn't do Roger Rabbit justice. I thought this film still holds up very well to this day. Because it was done it was for the period of 1940.
But it also has to do with the people who did it too.
Yep, Zemeckis.
Yeah, Robert Zemeckis, Spielberg. I mean, usually their stuff is spot on.
It is, right? How many times besides Back to the Future and this have they collaborated? Oh, the Frighteners is not.
Well, it doesn't really have to do with just them. I mean, they're both, even on their own, are
really good on their own, yeah.
I mean, come on, Robert Zemeckis did Forrest Gump.
Yes, he did. I love Forrest Gump.
And then, of course, Spielberg, Indiana Jones.
With Lucas.
Yeah.
You know what? Yeah, he did Castaway, Contact, Beowulf, Flight. He's got a pretty good movie. I mean, like, he's got
a very impressive resume. Yeah. I mean, his movies don't make near as much as James Cameron did, but I mean, how many movies did James Cameron make? Just a few.
Just a few, I know. Just a few.
Don't have to.
And like 90% of James Cameron's movies make billions of dollars.
Yeah, almost all of James Cameron's does is made Hollywood.
Yeah, made Hollywood, yes. But there's different levels of directing.
Well, there's different styles, different
styles, different ways of storytelling. Very true. Well, with that, we thought we're gonna end our tattoo talk and Who Framed Roger Rabbit on this note. We'll see you on the next one.
Thank you for tuning in for this episode of Tensai Reviews. If you like what you heard, give us a thumbs up. Follow us on Spotify and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We'll see you on the next one.